In this video, I'm going to be sharing information with you regarding what you could call Corvus Starseeds or souls that have had past lives connected to Corvus. This is a galactic group that isn't as frequently spoken of. And if I'm honest, I also haven't had too many souls or clients coming through with past lives connected to Corvus. So most of the video I'm going to be sharing with you is going to cover characteristic traits and information that will be channeled. Now, if you felt drawn to my Hydra video where I talked about Hydra star seeds, you may recall that I mentioned Corvus and Hydra are often connected. Now, when we look at this from a perspective of the cosmos, Hydra constellation is connected near the Corvus, which is the Raven constellation. And it's said that the raven rides the serpent's back. So often souls are connected in some capacity to both of these placements. Rarely you'll find one without the other. So if you did watch my Hydra video and that really resonated, stay with me, and I would definitely recommend you checking out this video as well. Now, as I said, I haven't had a lot of clients with past lives here. The few that I have, I'll be honest that there was a theme, some sort of navigating challenging circumstances or issues with power. But as a galactic astrologer, which, by the way, if this is your first time finding my video, my name is Cassandra Deanne, and I am a certified galactic astrologer. I am also a galactic channeler. I read the Akashic records. So the information on my starseed videos come from these sources as well as the channel material. So that said, in general, moving on with Corvus, that yes, in the clients I have had, there is a theme of some sort of power dynamic that can often be associated with it. Outside of that, from what I know in my studies of galactic astrology, is usually people that have placements to Corvus, as I said, are often connected to Hydra. And Corvus can be described as more of a masculine expression, a little more, perhaps, as I said, power dynamic there, but I'm excited to see what comes through in channeling. The other thing I know is that often souls that are connected here may have a gift of mediumship. I would say even more so predominantly than Hydra, but again, when I channel, we'll kind of see what comes through. So I'm really feeling like I want to take this moment and just ground and connect to this energy frequency because, as I said, I know that this stuff has come through my studies, but I would really like to have the opportunity to connect through my channel and have more direct information of what wants to be shared for those who may have connections here to this galactic race. And I'm going to invite you to take a moment with me while I connect to just take a breath. If you can, if you're in a place you can, close your eyes. While I call in the highest frequency of love and light to connect to this galactic race of Corvus, constellation, Corvus Starseeds, this energy signature. Okay, so right away I'm getting information, yes, that there definitely is a theme often of challenge in client sessions I've had. They're saying because part of the energy frequency of Corvus Starseeds is navigating the shadow. Now, with this, I'm also feeling that this is a little different for sure. They're saying right away from Hydra, which my Hydra video was an emphasis on this priestess archetype connected to Isis. Kali were some of the things I shared in that. That energy they're saying is not necessarily the case. This is more of a grounded, I'm hearing, or human. Um, Alchemy is the word that they're saying. So if you have connections to Hydra, or especially have Hydra past lives, you in incarnation, especially earlier in night in life, may have found that you had more challenging life circumstances that you are navigating. This is in an effort of building resilience, perseverance. It's very much a quality of strength, which again is why, as they're sharing, I've noticed themes of balancing in that there can very much be themes of duality. I'm also hearing of darkness and light, and approaching life or honoring a more of a non-dualistic perspective, being able to navigate hardship and equally appreciate it for the energy that is on the other side of it. You know, those circumstances in life that we go through that make us stronger, that help us learn and we gain wisdom. So the first thing they're saying is Corvus Starseeds may have chosen a more challenging incarnation in your human experience. They absolutely are very strongly connected to mediumship of all sorts, I'm hearing. So you may be past animals, past people, past loved ones. There very, very much is this energy of gifted mediumship and connection to, or ability to access those sorts of realms. So I'm not feeling as strong of a shamanic energy as what I did for Hydra. This is coming up. How would I describe this? Help me describe this energy frequency. It definitely has like a wizarding feel to it. Yeah, it very much has just an alchemical, like pure alchemical um essence to it. Merlin, I'm hearing Merlin. I'm hearing that these are individuals that probably do feel very drawn to stories of Merlin, connected to Merlin, alchemical, Wicca. It's funny because I'm sensing a slight working with Earth, but nothing like Hydra. It very much just has this essence of a very wizardy, for lack of better word, energy frequency to it. Okay, so I'm gonna ask now, why is this relevant? What is it? Just access, ease of access. Um, um, I'm hearing this does go back to Druids. So that actually is very, very, I'm feeling a very strong yes to that. Paganism, the Druids, runes, all of these frequencies. So what I'm feeling is this is just an ancestry passage. Is that the right word? Ancestry gift ability, passing on legacy. It's just so it feels like if you're a Corvus Starseed, chances are you've had multiple lives, I'm hearing, in this bloodline of ability. You also are most likely gifted in helping individuals cross over. Um, whew. or dealing with death, like a death doula. Um, I'm just tuning into the frequency and trying to, so I would describe it as it has a feminine essence in it, but the where the masculine I think is coming in is in its strength of coming together with the feminine. And I think that's why it's different because it very much feels like that if you are connected to Corvus, chances are you're able to handle shadow, challenge, difficulty, death in a way that is the anchor, in a way that is very grounded in not, I'm going to be honest, not being lost in the emotion of transitioning. It's kind of has this essence of like, okay, somebody has to help in this area. Um, you may be also someone that can handle very challenging psychiatric situations, is what I'm feeling. Yes. Okay. All right. So I'm just tuning in now to see if we can get more specifics on different characteristics other than what is mentioned. First off, right away, they're saying there is a strength or from a grounded place, not a rush forward, but almost like a structural. Yes, they're saying structural energy of understanding what the container needs to be to assist to move through. It very much has a high priestess energy, but very different than what the Hydra. It's almost like more, it's got a bit of a magician vibe to it, a little bit of death card. If you're into tarot, these are the things that I'm feeling to help summarize this energy. I'm also feeling there is this essence that while you may go through challenges, it doesn't have it doesn't have this doesn't have an abruptness energy to it. It's kind of like a slow burn consistency that is very earthy and grounded in its ability to navigate things. So I'm feeling what is wanting to be shared. If you are a Corvus starseed, you, I would say, first off, are probably capable of handling challenging circumstances, especially as it relates to topics of challenge, of death, of mental turmoil, psychiatric situations of the mind. You may have an interest of the mind. Also, I'm feeling these star seeds are grounded, that they have a grounded capacity to navigate difficult terrain, which would require you not to be so fight or flight or sudden shift. There's nothing about this energy that feels like smack in the face sudden. So I feel like it's more of a slow burn alchemy of learning, a slow burn alchemy of transitioning, growth, strength. It has this grounded quality of understanding that in your hardships, you're gaining clarity in a sense of, okay, so if challenging circumstance comes in, you're not panicking. You're able to remain calm and collected to help navigate. You also are, I feel, very connected. I'm hearing telepathically. Also, while I feel there's empathy, I'll be honest that it's not in a very overpowering manner. It feels, again, grounded. This energy feels very much grounded. Um, you have the gift of presence all around, whether in day-to-day life or in challenging circumstance, appreciation for cyclical nature of things. And I want to bring up this actually now that I'm thinking about it. So I have in my chart a connection to Corvus, but I haven't quite explored it yet. But that being said, I feel inclined to share this one particular circumstance I had. I am a trance channeler, and my partner and I were having an experience where I was going to be channeling, and all of a sudden, I had this crow that came to the window and was like peck, 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 and calling, calling, calling constantly. I was trying to connect to trance channel, and the crow would not stop. My partner followed it, um, like found it, and then it was in the bedroom. And then once he saw it and spoke to it, he went to the living room, and the crow followed him and went to that window and started pecking and calling. Well, what happened is I actually, when I tried to connect again, my guide said, connect to Corvus. This wasn't an energy that I am really feel connected. Like I said, I haven't even had many clients to this, but I ended up trance channeling. And I'm going to give you the link because if you're interested, I highly, highly suggest you check out that video. I'm going to try to share pieces of it, but in all honesty, when I'm trance channeling, my consciousness has receded. So all I recall is of what was kind of expressed or shared from my partner and what pieces of the channeling I listened to. But he has released the entire channeling on his video, and that would be Beckett Johnson. And so I'll leave the link to that. I would highly suggest, but this is what I can say about that video. What came through is this was a group of Corvus beings. Now, first, understand that when you're talking about these galactic races, there's no one prime example to represent every aspect or expression. That would be like trying to come up with like one group of people to represent Earth. That's impossible. You know, there's a lot of different expressions, a lot of different ways of life. So understand this isn't a whole of Corvus, but this particular tribe described themselves as a nocturnal tribe. And part of the essence of their what they were sharing is how they choose to live their life in the darkness instead of being awake during the light. So it's opposite of what a lot of of what most of us resonate in. And in the trance channeling, it talks about why they do this and how this is relevant to understanding your intuition, how you're connecting, how you connect with one another, how they were misunderstood, how the darkness is often perceived as something evil or dangerous. So that's about the extent I could speak to it, but I would highly suggest if you're watching this video and you feel drawn to Corvus to go check out that video because I feel strongly like that will probably really resonate with you in some capacity or another. And as I'm reflecting on this energy, I very much see it as Corvus Starseeds have this essence of a ability to be able to see things from a perspective that may be unusual, may be different, may be outside of the norm. And it feels like the essence is, and I'm just double checking, is this accurate? That a Corvus star seed would be more resilient against opinion. Yes. So if you have connections to this, most likely you may be someone that has felt like an outsider, or you are someone who is comfortable in alternative lifestyles, in alternative ways of being. And this is something that you may feel comfortable within doing, is what's coming up as another trait. And I'm just tuning in. What else would you like to be shared? Hmm. Okay, I think I feel a message. So I think I'm just going to allow myself to relax because I'm feeling a lot of heart energy coming up. And I just want to invite you, if you can, if you're listening to this, I feel like something wants to be seen. And I just invite you to take a breath with me for a minute and receive whatever words are coming through. What I feel like is wanting to be seen or spoken of is if you're listening to this, if you have connections to Corvus, whether through a past life or whether that this is an energy frequency that is guiding you, meaning you may have connections to this galactic race and they are walking with you in your life, in your journey. If you're listening to this and there's a weight, meaning a heaviness, a frustration, an essence of feeling deflated or discouraged, then they want you to recognize that you are, for one, not alone, and also that you are capable of so much more than what you realize. Chances are, what I'm feeling is that you are able to go through things, transmute energy, move through circumstances, challenging dynamics, and you may not realize the gift and ability you have. And I know this may sound backwards, but the invitation is to first understand that your soul has chosen these experiences because of your gifts and ability, because of the example, because of the energy that you anchor, because there is a need in the world in this time and transition for individuals that can be able to hold a frequency to assist with loss, with death, with tragedy. To understand, though, that the key is in valuing these aspects within yourself, not seeing yourself as the outsider, not seeing yourself as different, not feeling overcome by your circumstances, but in celebrating how far you've come, how far you've grown, the ways you've expressed boundaries. Boundaries are big. The need to express boundaries. And I'm feeling an essence of this is for some of you, this boundary is spiritually. This is being able to say no or to disconnect. Some of you may have gifts and abilities in which you feel at times overwhelmed, that you can't shut it off. There's guidance coming through that they want you to know you can. You can absolutely say, not right now. I'm closed for business, or um, set an energetic boundary. Because for some of you, I feel you are sensitive that this is consistent. And part of your experience here is also in learning to exercise these boundaries. But the key piece I feel that wants to be known right now and seen is recognizing your gifts, your abilities, your presence, and understanding that it's only when you celebrate these things, when you express these boundaries, that you're honoring this aspect of yourself, that it begins to regulate. And for Corvus Starseeds, I feel that this for a large percentage of you right now is a part of your soul experience and journey. Now, I'm also feeling there's another group that wants to be. This other group, I feel like if you're listening to this, you may not realize at all that nudge you get, that moment you feel, that person you pass by. There's a sense of questioning, doubting, almost frustration. You may have experienced early in childhood things that are wanting to connect with you and speak with you, and you're constantly shutting it down or avoiding it. For this group of individuals, the guidance I feel that's coming through is these things will get louder because most likely what I'm feeling coming up is in past lives, you were open, but you did not express your boundaries. You did not appreciate or honor your gift. It ended up being imbalanced. I'm feeling like there is a fair amount of you may have had difficulty past lives of that has come through situations of death, whether that be through execution, being persecuted for being different or seen as different. But there were past lives in which you were open, you would express, but you didn't honor certain personal boundaries. And in this life, you may feel a reluctancy to be open, to listen, to receive. So you are trying to tune it out, to ignore it. And what I feel is coming through is being said, mm-mm, you're not going to be able to. You've came to balance this energy frequency. You've come to honor the essence of who you are. And the more you try to discredit it, the more you try to ignore it, to shut it off, to bypass it, the louder it's going to get. To some of you that may, I'm being blunt, as the energy comes, it may look like health issues, possible feeling of like mental challenges or disabilities in the sense of inability to focus, inability to like excess in adrenaline is what I'm feeling because it feels like you don't want it to be there, but it's there. Honoring it, expressing boundaries, and grounding yourself are the best way to balance this frequency. And if you do resonate in this category, this second group, I feel very strongly you need to get yourself outside. You need to get yourself in the elements. This feels very, like, very direct, very strong. Even as simple as taking 5 minutes a day and going outside and saying, okay, fine, I'm acknowledging this is a part of me. Help me ground it. And just start there for a week. Help me ground it. Go outside. I acknowledge this is who I am. Help me ground it. And then you go outside and you say, okay, I acknowledge this is part of me. Help me understand it or help me accept it. Then you go outside a week later. I understand this is a part of me. Help me connect with my spirit team to understand how to use my gifts. It doesn't have to be sudden. It doesn't have to be all at once, but the key is get out in nature. This is very much, it's like, what I'm hearing is it's like denying a part of your roots, your essence. It's like if you were a fish, you need to be in the water. It feels that insistent. And again, they're reminding me that this energy frequency is something that is deep. It is often bloodline specific, what I'm feeling. So it is a part of your essence, it is a part of your genetics. Okay. All right. Is there any? No, there's not. There's no other information. Okay. Oh, geez. Thank you so much for coming through. Thank you for this information that was shared. Thank you to this galactic group frequency. Now, if you have watched this video and felt that any of the information that I share resonated with you, the way to find out if you are connected to Corvus is actually going to be through booking a galactic astrology session. Now, the reason why is that in the free galactic astrology chart, which I can share with you, you will have access to certain placements and aspects. Now, unfortunately, Corvus is not listed in this, so this would be something you would have to have a practitioner such as myself be able to pull your galactic astrology chart to find out if you do have connections to Corvus through past lives. So if that's something you're interested in, feel free to reach out and I can help you with navigating that. Now, if you watch this and the information did resonate, you can also just understand that whatever wants to come up right now, you watch this video for a reason. So I would invite you to receive the words that were shared. I find that in my client's experience and my own experience in life, that it's often the things that really resonate or that we're constantly drawn to that help us understand what our soul's experience, our soul journey, is and who or what we are connected to, which is why my passion is to kind of dive in deeper to the soul's experience. Because when we understand these things, we can understand what is relevant now, what's taking place now, the challenges, the relationships, the gifts that we have. All of this is helping us to understand ourselves and so that we can live our lives the fullest and showing up the fullest that we are designed to be and experience. So if you are wanting more information on this, I recommend that you check out either my Soul Journey package, which is a beautiful service that really goes deep into this journey where you can have not one but multiple sessions that we work on understanding, aligning, and integrating and into your fullest essence. So, all right, thank you so much for watching. I hope that this video was helpful. And if you want to find out more, feel free to reach out. And